it's not enough. Again, in anything, I don't care what you do. You do a podcast or you make chairs or you buy and sell houses. Just showing up and doing the job isn't going to be enough at all.
Mm-hmm.
There's too many people who do everything. There's too many people who are fighters. There's too many people who do podcasts. There's too many people who have Etsy stores or commentate fighting or whatever. You have to be exceptional. You have to be. The goal isn't become a UFC fighter or try to sell a few chairs or the goal is to be exceptional, to be great, to be special, to change people's opinion of something, to make your mark, to inspire somebody. That's the goal.
Mm-hmm.
Life changes,
Mm-hmm.
always. I had a job at a 24-hour-a-day television fighting channel, and then one day that job just didn't exist.
Which is the best freaking thing that ever happened to you.
At the time, it was terrifying. So I was paid really well to do really good work and get better every day. The studio was like a 9-minute walk from my house, just by fluke. Like, I lived in this apartment, and they moved the studio to 9 minutes away from my house. John Ramdeen is one of my best friends ever. I love the people that I worked with. It was a great job. And I'm like, what am I going to do? And at that time, it's very difficult to look 2.5 years into the future and say, holy shit, I'll learn a million things. I'll grow in a million ways. I'll build my business to be larger and better and more successful and more exciting, and I'll love it more. All you can think is, shit, I got no job. And I don't know what to do. So Elias probably felt that. And everybody has felt that in some way or another. Like, people are, their girlfriend or their boyfriend that they've had for a decade just suddenly says, actually, I haven't been happy for 2 years and I'm leaving. Or like people who think they have very stable jobs. A lot of us make choices for, quote, stability. Those jobs are not stable because you might have a contract or you might have, 20 years higher seniority or whatever, but the job gets sold. The business gets sold. Or, you're in the business of making socks, but suddenly there's digital socks and you don't need socks. I mean, shit, nothing. So we all go through this. The way that you handle it at its best, the way you should handle it is get really drunk or smoke a lot of weed or whatever that thing is, like, just let it go for days, and then fucking get back to work. And I'm sure Elias, and it's easy to say days. What it probably more likely is weeks, and then a slow kind of, testing of your toe in certain ways. But you got to get on with it. You got to get on with your life. Like, you're not going to let your life end. You're not going to give up. You're not just going to say, well, I used to love doing podcasts or putting on fight shows or being a fighter or talking about fighting on TV or dating beautiful women or working at the sock factory or whatever. It's over. So I guess I just give up. Like, you're not going to give up. So you've got to go back and really be real about it. So your first reaction will be, well, then I need to get a bigger job immediately and I'll fucking show them. Or I got to get a hotter girl immediately or a hotter husband or whatever, whoever this is. Or Elias is like, fine, I'll sign with fucking one championship for double that. So your reaction is to double down. So do you gamble ever?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
So you're playing roulette and you put a fucking 1,000.
I like to bet on fights.
Yeah.
I like to bet on the fights of the guys that I know.
I used to bet on fights, but then it started to change my perspective, and my perspective is my whole thing. It's like what I do and what I love, and so I stopped. But I get you. Like, and it depends on your feeling. But so imagine you're playing roulette and you put $1,000 on black and it comes up red. And you're like, okay, if I put 2,000 on black and it comes back, I'll get my money back. And I'll make money. That's your first reaction. Double down. And I've seen it with fighters. The guy will be building up. He'll lose. And then he wants a tougher fighter, a bigger name. It's to roll it all out. And it's like, bring it back a little bit. What are we doing here? Like, what are you trying to get the filthy taste out of your mouth of being cut by the UFC or losing your job or your girlfriend leaving you or whatever? Or are you trying to grow and start again? And because if you're trying to start again, there's a longer road. And that longer road may involve a small step back, might involve a small change, might involve admitting maybe there was some weakness that you had that you're going to have to do a little studying or a little training to improve. And that analogy, like Elias and fighting in this, and fighting has an analogy for everything in your life.